I see many beginners make the same mistake I did. They spend weeks writing their book, hire a cover designer, format everything perfectly, but now they're wondering why nobody can find it. I did the same thing with my first few books, but once I figured out how keyword research actually works, my sales tripled. The method that I'm going to show you today is completely free, takes about 30 minutes per book, and it uses data straight from Amazon itself, which is the same data that best-selling publishers look at. I'm walking you through the keyword research method I use for every book I publish. Whether you're publishing your first book or you already have a book that's not performing well, this process works. Keywords are important because they're how you communicate with Amazon's search engine. When a reader types billionaire romance or cozy mystery small town into that search bar, Amazon looks at your keywords to decide if your book matches what they're looking for. So when you ignore keyword research, what happens is you publish your book and it sits there at rank 800,000. Maybe your friend buys a copy, maybe your mom does, but Amazon's algorithm has no idea who to show your book to because you didn't tell it. It's a common mistake to use keywords like best-selling fiction or great romance book, or even just single random words. But that's ineffective because that's not how readers actually search. Readers search using specific tropes, themes, and combinations that tell them exactly what kind of story they're getting. The good news is that Amazon actually shows you exactly what readers are searching for. You just have to know where to look. And once you do this correctly, you're giving your book the best possible chance of being discovered organically without spending a dime on ads. Of course, I'm not saying keywords alone will make you a best-selling author. You still need a great cover, a compelling blurb, and a book that delivers on its promises. But proper keyword research is one of the foundational pieces that can help you generate royalties and build a readership over time. The foundation. Before we dive into research, you need to understand how KDP's keyword system works. When you publish a book on Amazon KDP, you get 7 keyword rows. Each row can hold up to 50 characters, and that includes letters, spaces, everything. When I do this, I observe some basic rules. First, don't repeat the same word within a single row. Second, don't use words like free, Kindle Unlimited, bestseller, sexy, erotica, or any existing book titles or author names. Amazon will either ignore them or it could hurt your visibility. Each of those 7 rows is a string of related keywords. And the beautiful thing is that your tropes are going to make up most of your keywords because tropes are what readers are actually searching for. And tropes are the specific themes, character types, and the story elements that readers look for when they're choosing their next book. Think of them as the ingredients that make up your story's appeal. For example, in romance, popular tropes include things like billionaire hero, which is a character type, enemies to lovers, a relationship dynamic, or small town setting, a location theme. In the cozy mystery niche, you may see tropes like amateur sleuth, which is a character type, cat companion, which is a cute sidekick element, or bakery owner, which is the main character's profession. These are actually the exact terms readers type into Amazon's search bar when they're hunting for their next favorite book. So before you can research keywords, you need to know your tropes. And if you're publishing romance, maybe you've got billionaire, enemies to lovers, forced proximity, small town. And if you're publishing a cozy mystery, maybe you've got small town, female sleuth, cat companion, bakery owner, etc. You get the idea. If you haven't identified your tropes yet, don't worry. I have other videos that walk you through trope selection step by step, but for this video, I'll show you what to do next once you know your tropes and you're ready to turn them into keywords. The live keyword research process. All right, now let's get tactical. Open up a blank document, Google Doc, MS Word, whatever you use. And at the top, list out your 6 to 8 tropes. Then label 7 rows below that for your keyword strings. This is where we're gonna build out your keywords. Tropes, billionaire, enemies to lovers, small town, second chance, age gap, single dad. Keyword string 1, keyword string 2. Now go to Amazon.com, not your country's Amazon, always use Amazon.com. Click on the Kindle store at the top. You'll see a search bar that says search Amazon. This is where we're going to discover what words to use in those 7 keyword rows that we get when we're publishing in KDP. Let's say my first trope is billionaire. I'm going to type billionaire into that search bar and not hit enter. See how some drop down drop-down suggestions appear, those are the most commonly searched for terms by real readers when they type billionaire. This is Amazon telling you exactly what people are looking for. So here I'm seeing billionaire romance, billionaire grumpy, billionaire boss, billionaire CEO, billionaire enemies to lovers. These are gold. I'm going to take these words and build my first keyword string. So I'll write billionaire romance, grumpy boss, CEO, enemies. Notice I'm not repeating billionaire because I already used it once. I'm just stacking related words that showed up in that dropdown. Note that Amazon puts a 50-character limit for each keyword string. I'll show you later what to do when you end up with more than 50 characters. Now let's do another trope. Let's try enemies to lovers. Now I'm seeing enemies to lovers, dark, romance, fantasy, sports. Perfect. So my second keyword string becomes enemies to lovers, dark, romance, sports, fantasy. If you don't see many keywords come up in the dropdown, just add a term that defines your niche. And in this case, you can add romance to your search term. This usually brings up more keywords. You're going to do this process for each of your 6 to 8 tropes until you have 7 complete keyword strings. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes per book once you get the hang of it. If I'm publishing a science fiction book, I type sci-fi into the search bar. I'm seeing sci-fi romance, horror, fantasy, apocalypse, alien, comedy, adventure. So one of my keyword strings might be sci-fi, romance, horror, fantasy, apocalypse, adventure. And the reason this method works is because you're using actual reader behavior. These are not keywords you made up or you're guessing at. These are searches Amazon is seeing thousands of times. You're speaking the same language your readers are using. Don't overthink this. You're not trying to be unique or creative with your keywords. You want to use the exact terms that are already popular, and that's how readers will find you. You'll want to gather all those keyword strings and have them ready to be added to KDP when it's time to publish your book. But keywords are only half the equation. The other critical piece is categories. Categories are how readers browse on Amazon when they're not searching for something specific. They'll go to Kindle store, then romance, then contemporary romance, and scroll through the top 100 books. If your book can rank in the top 100 of a category, then readers see you. They might click on your cover. Listing your book in strategic categories is how you get organic discoverability, even when people aren't specifically searching your keywords. Here's how to find categories to list your book in when you're ready to publish in KDP. Go back to the Kindle store on Amazon.com, click bestsellers and more, click Kindle bestsellers, then Kindle ebooks. You'll see all the main categories on the left side. Let's say I'm publishing contemporary romance. I'll click into romance, then contemporary romance. Now, I want to research self-published contemporary romance books to find out what categories they're listed in. This will give me an idea for categories that I can add my book into. So look for books that are similar to yours. Same tropes, similar covers. Click on one of those books. Scroll all the way down to product details, and you'll see it shows 3 categories that this book is in. But this book might actually be in several categories, up to 10. Amazon only shows 3 in the product details section. To see all the categories a book is actually listed in, we use a free tool called bklink.com. Grab the ASIN number from the product details section. So that's Amazon's identification number for the book. Copy it. Then go to bklink.com, and on the left-hand side, you'll see Find the Best Categories. Click that, and you'll see a space to enter the book's ASIN number. So paste it in, and make sure it's set to Amazon.com, which is the United States, and click Go Find. Now you'll see a full list of all the categories that book is actually listed in. This is really helpful because you're seeing behind the scenes exactly where a similar successful book is ranking. For example, you might see Kindle store, Kindle ebooks, literature and fiction, contemporary fiction, American. That's a pretty specific subcategory. And the beauty of these smaller, more specific subcategories is that you can rank better in them, which means more visibility. Let me show you what I mean. I'll navigate back to the Kindle store and look up that specific category. Literature and fiction, contemporary fiction, American. Now look at what the #1 book in that category is ranked in the overall Kindle store. That rank is really good. But let me check the #10 book. To be the #10 book in this category, to be on the first page of results, this is what that ranking needs to be. That's very attainable. Many FPA students get their books ranking at that level or better. So this could be a great category to add my book into because is I'd have better visibility by being able to get into that bestseller list. You'll do this research for books similar to yours, write down the categories you find, and pick 3 categories to list your book in. Important, never add your book to categories that don't match your content. If you're writing steamy contemporary romance, don't add it to mystery or clean romance. This will upset readers and it'll hurt your reviews. You don't need to do this because there are plenty of categories to choose from. For romance publishers, never choose erotica or erotic romance as your categories because it really limits your book's visibility. You'll add your 3 chosen categories to your list so that you have them ready when it's time to publish on KDP. Putting it all together in KDP. Once you have your 7 keyword strings and your categories identified, it's time to actually add them to KDP. If you're publishing a new book, you'll see these fields when you go to set up step 2 of the publishing process. If you're updating an existing book, you can go back and edit this anytime. You'll see 7 boxes where you can paste your keyword strings. Just copy each string from your document and paste it into a new row. KDP will tell you if you're over 50 characters. And if you are, just remove the least relevant word from that string. For categories, you'll click Add Categories and search for the ones you identified. Choose 2 that are most relevant to your book and where you think you have the best chance of ranking in the top 100. Don't worry, this isn't set in stone. After your book is published, you can always come back and adjust your keywords and categories if you're not seeing results. I've tweaked keywords on books multiple times to find out what works best. But do your best to get it right from the start. That first 30 days after publishing is critical for Amazon's algorithm to figure out where your book fits. And if you start with good keywords, you're giving Amazon the best possible information right out of the gate. Of course, keywords alone won't make your book a bestseller. If your cover doesn't match the bestsellers in your niche, or your blurb doesn't hook readers, or if your book doesn't deliver on its promises, no amount of keyword optimization will save it. But when you combine proper keyword research with a great cover, a compelling blurb, and a book that readers actually want to read, that's when you start generating consistent royalties and building readership. Keywords are one piece of the foundation, but they work best as a part of a complete publishing strategy. Saying all that though, keyword research is just one skill in your KDP publishing toolkit. To really build a publishing business that generates consistent income, you also need to understand niche selection, trope stacking, cover design, blurb writing, launch strategies, and how to build an email list of readers. If you want to learn the complete system I teach, from choosing your niche to hiring ghostwriters to launching your books to building your email list, then check out Fiction Profits Academy. The link's in the description, and we've helped over 10,000 students learn this business, and we'd love to help you too.